Look at this traffic. Thousands of cars, right? You see Toyotas, Hondas, Suzukis. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why don't we see a Pakistani car? Why can't Pakistan, a nation of 240 million people, with a massive demand for vehicles, design and manufacture its own car from scratch? It seems like a simple question with an obvious answer. We're not developed enough. But it's so much more than that. The reason is a perfect storm of economic policy, industrial strategy, and global competition. Today, we're breaking down the real reasons why Pakistan is stuck assembling cars, not manufacturing them. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Pakistan doesn't manufacture cars, it assembles them. This is known as completely knocked down, CKD, assembly. Companies like Toyota, Honda, and Suzuki ship us boxes of pre-made parts. Pakistani workers then put these pieces together, like a complex metal IKEA furniture kit. The government encouraged this model decades ago to create jobs and kickstart an auto industry. The problem? We never moved past this first step. There was no strong policy to force these companies to slowly use more and more local parts, a process called indigenization. So, we remained forever dependent on importing expensive parts, which means our cars are always at the mercy of the US dollar and import policies. Imagine you're a business. Would you invest billions of rupees in a massive long-term project if the rules of the game changed every single year? Car manufacturing isn't like setting up a clothing store. It requires huge, stable, long-term investment. Pakistan's economy is anything but stable. Import chaos. When the dollar gets scarce, the government slaps restrictions on imports. Guess what cars assembled from CKD kits need? Imported parts, production halts, plants shut down, people are laid off. Sky-high interest rates, borrowing money to build a factory or fund R&D is impossibly expensive. Small market volatility. Actually, our market isn't that small. The real issue is that less than 1% of the population can afford a new car. The effective market is tiny and fluctuates wildly with the economy. To manufacture a car, you need to invent and engineer every single component: the engine, the transmission, the electronics. This requires massive research and development, R&D. Pakistan's investment in national R&D is among the lowest in the region. We simply don't have the ecosystem of universities, engineering firms, and testing facilities needed to design a competitive, safe, and modern engine. Why would a company spend $1 billion to design a mediocre engine here when they can just buy a proven, efficient one from their parent company abroad? Even if you have the money and the will, you have to navigate a labyrinth of confusing and often contradictory government policies. For decades, the market was protected by high tariffs, which shielded the big three Japanese assemblers from real competition. This made them complacent. They had no incentive to improve quality, lower prices, or invest in local production. New auto policies tried to attract new players, like Hyundai, Kia, and MG, which was good. But the rules keep changing. The goalposts for localization and taxes are constantly moved. This uncertainty scares away the very investment the policies are trying to attract. A car isn't just one company's product. It relies on hundreds of ancillary industries, suppliers who make everything from steel and glass to microchips and sensors. In Pakistan, we have some vendors who make basic parts like mirrors, tires, or batteries. But we lack the advanced precision engineering required for critical components like fuel injection systems, airbag sensors, or ECU chips. Without this robust web of suppliers, full-scale manufacturing is impossible. So is all hope lost? Not necessarily. The global shift to electric vehicles, EVs, might be our biggest opportunity to jumpstart a local industry. EVs are mechanically simpler. They don't have complex internal combustion engines. The key components are batteries, motors, and software. This levels the playing field. If the government creates a brilliant, stable, and long-term EV policy focused on 1. Building a local battery ecosystem, a huge challenge but possible. 2. Investing in software and engineering talent we already have. 3. Providing massive incentives for local EV manufacturing and charging infrastructure. Then we might just have a chance to build a car that is truly, genuinely made in Pakistan. So, the reason we can't manufacture cars isn't a lack of Pakistani talent or intelligence. It's a combination of historical policy traps, economic instability, and a missing industrial ecosystem. It's a complex machine, and for decades, many of its parts have been missing. But the blueprint for the future is being drawn right now. The question is, do we have the will to build it?